Hey everyone, and welcome to a brand new episode of Baboom. If you see any ads on my channel, then YouTube put them there. Thanks for tuning in. I know it's been a while since I've actually done anything video game related. I know I've uploaded a few Metro videos. I was just trying to see like what kind of reception they would get, and honestly, there is no reception. My channel's probably dead, and and updating it with anything at this point is probably pointless. But hey, I recently got lucky and bought a 1080 for only $300, which I know is a bit unbelievable, seeing as how 1080s still go for $600 market value, brand new. So to know that someone has a slightly used 1080 and is willing to part with it for $300 fills my heart with joy and lessens the load of my wallet, because it worked. It fantastically worked, and I now have two 1080s in my computer system. And for some reason, I think I have gone insane, and I am now looking at trying to get a third, because I also had no idea what I was doing when I bought the second one. I saw such a good deal, and I was just like, I can't pass that up. I need to buy this. Like, I need to buy this 1080. That's a really decent price at the going market right now. And then I thought to myself, what am I going to do with two 1080s? I mean, I could SLI, but what is the point? I could 4K game. So now I have a 4K monitor, which, by the way, is also used, which I got for $200. It has 1 millisecond response time. It's 4K. It's 60 hertz. It could be a little bit better. I'm still tuning the colors and brightness and things like that. But so far, it has been an absolute blast looking at how tiny everything is in comparison to what it used to be. I go and look at my gameplay videos that I recorded, and it opens up the video in the default 1920 by 1080, since that's what it was recorded in. And looking at that only be maybe 1/3 of the entire screen now is kind of weird, especially when it also gets full screened. So all of a sudden there's jaggies and stuff, and I'm just thinking to myself, why are there jaggies? And I'm like, it makes sense. It's something really tiny, and now it's being inflated. So now what I'm currently doing right now while I'm recording this, there's a compilation online that took all of the Doom Eternal gameplay in 4K, and I'm ripping it from YouTube currently. That video alone, it's maybe around 30 minutes. It's 1.8 gigs. 1.8 gigs for a single gameplay video of Doom Eternal, just because I want to see how it looks. So now that I have two 1080s and maybe eventually a third one, I'm looking at trying to find a third one. There was someone else selling one for $300, but unfortunately someone got to that sale first and was like, okay, well, you're second in line. And I'm like, okay, fine, thanks. You know, there was no way I was gonna walk away with a third one. But oh shit, I don't even know where to begin. I mean, yeah, my PSU can handle it. My power supply unit, I have an 850. It should be able to handle, I think, maybe. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing anymore. Like, I used to build PCs like from the get-go, and like I just know that like two cards could definitely work and stuff like that. But now all of a sudden I'm trying to do this whole 4K gaming thing. I don't know what to expect. I don't know if anything's gonna set on fire. Like I'm looking I'm looking at like cooling options now, like slightly more. Like, well, I guess I could put like another 120 millimeter fan here. You know, it's like fuck. Look, it's been a while since I've built this computer, and to know that I'm unlocking so much more potential in it is blowing my mind. And thankfully I'm a smart shopper, because $200 for a pretty decent 4K monitor and $300 for a still very good video card, that's $500 for pretty much an entire experience upgrade. Now, there was also a person that was selling an all metal frame, double cushioned, executive office chair, which I'm sitting in right now for 100. And this lady was like, well, my husband doesn't use his office as much, so we're clearing it out and everything. And I'm like, okay, cool. That's great. That's a really nice chair. How much do you want for that chair? She's like 100. And I was like, cool. Let's see. You pretty much live 3 minutes away. How about I meet you at like 8 a.m. in the morning and give you cash? Thanks. So now I'm sitting in this awesome leather full metal frame luxury chair with a 4K monitor and dual 1080s. I feel successful. That's what I feel. I feel like I accomplished something great. Like my hobby just boosted itself from the original 100% that it was at. Like, okay, this is as much as that I could possibly enjoy, and now it's like at 150. Like it boosted, like it jumped. So my total experience right now is fantastic. It's great. I wouldn't have this kind of money if it wasn't for a decent tax return and if it wasn't for a new paying job, which, by the way, is going very well. I started back in December, and I got to tell you, I don't like it, but seeing as how it pays so much, I can stick around for a little while. I can do what I can. And hopefully I'm going to add that to my resume, you know, build up a really good reputation, get a lot of job experience, and hopefully move on to something bigger, something grander, because it is a field that you can actually just generally grow in. I definitely suggest, if you're not looking at real college, go to a technical college and actually learn something mechanical or learn some life skills when it comes to trade skills. Like, actually learn something useful. Don't look at me with, you know, a gender study degree or a social study degree, hell, an arts degree, and try and tell me that, oh, you know, you make too much money or anything like that. It's like, dude, I worked really hard to be where I am right now. I busted my ass to be where I am right now, and it's paying off. It is paying off. I finally got my shot. I took it, and I'm here. I'm here. I'm making it. I'm in the big time. I'm not really making any YouTube money because I don't really care for it, and I'm glad that I don't, because if I would have tried to do full time with YouTube, I probably would have gone suicidal. No, that was a very distasteful joke, but I probably would have. This is a terrible system that YouTube has set up, and it has screwed over so many content creators, limiting their options on what they can say, what they can post, what they can do, without all of a sudden advertisers just saying, oh, I don't want to be a part of that. But, you know, if you're listening right now and you've stuck around this entire time, thank you. I do this entirely for free, and to knowing that there are people out there that are that's willing to listen. I've said this before, and I'll say it again, thank you. I will try and, I guess, update you with benchmarks and stuff like that. So far, and this is at least just for a single card. The FPS and stuff like that. Like, I've tried running a benchmark, two benchmarks actually. The 3D Mark Firestrike Ultra benchmark. It did terrible in 4K with a single card, and the Final Fantasy Online Stormblood benchmark, which did alright. It could be way better. The Firestrike Ultra, which you see previously on my channel when I did get a 1080 for the first time, that was being run at 1920 by 1080. Now I tried running Firestrike Ultra at 4K, and it was abysmal. Like, we're talking like 18 frames per second. We're talking like between 18 to 28. That's as good as it got. And then the Final Fantasy one, that one was also jumping between like 30 and 50. Both of them on complete max settings, a single card trying to do 4K. So I'm going to actually try and record something with some benchmark numbers going on. With my system is basic air cooled. There's no water cooling. There's no Ricer LED lights. I always thought that kind of crap was stupid. I prefer a computer that's more functional than anything. Like my computer case, both sides and the front of it have pre-installed sound insulation padding. Like there's this thin layer of it that's already there. And the front of the case, below the CD drive area, and the very bottom of the case where airflow is also allowed, both have removable dust filters. Like these are washable, by the way. These aren't things that, you know, that you throw away and have to go buy new ones. So like I prefer function over, you know, looks, fashion, function over fashion, right? So it keeps all the dog hair and stuff like that out, and it's extremely quiet because of the noise canceling foam that's built on the inside of it. Very small layer of it. It works. So anyway, thank you for listening. I hope you have a good one. A weekend is coming up, and I'm excited because I don't think I have work. So this entire weekend, I am just going to be doing benchmarks and playing games in 4K. Hell, I was already trying Generation Zero in 4K, and it looked fantastic. I'll update you guys later on that. You take it easy. Thank you so much for listening. Have a good one.